Oh my goodness, my goodness, do we have a lot to talk about here today. Honestly, before we start getting into this, YouTube, how's it going? It is your boy Jay Loves here. The last week, in terms of the FIFA standpoint, has arguably been the worst that it's ever been. I've honestly began to become at a loss for words as to how this company is still even a thing. Like, what they've been doing over the last, I don't know, year or so, since FIFA 20 came out. And I even said in my review of the beta all the way back in August, saying that this game had the potential to be one of the best games they've made if they focused on one thing that we have been ranting and raving about for the last 3 to 4 years. And that's just improving the servers. That's all we wanted as a community, was to fix the core thing that made the Ultimate Team the way that it is. And they can't even do that right, with patches that don't even fix what we as a community want to be fixed. Like, it's ridiculous. The recent patch that came out said, see, in EA's eyes, the way that you fix certain things is to have your players become more tired. With overload ball side and constant pressure. Basically, overload ball side is basically the same thing as playing park the bus, one depth, drop back, hitting your opponent on the counterattack. That's basically what overload ball side does. I have a better idea. Instead of the stamina issue, which is what they did to patch it in the first place, I've got a better one. Take it out of the goddamn game. Because I've been watching these tournaments, and it literally puts me to sleep. Just watching this. Going left, right, all the way up to the left, crossing it up to the right back. Then going back to the left, back to the right, back to the left, back to it in the middle. Like, it's just boring to watch. It's gotten to the point now where over the last week, like, I'm genuinely worried about putting out content for the channel without having EA coming at my neck saying, oh, you can't be saying this about our game. I'm like, we are the consumer of a game that you have released. Now, yes, I mean, you got other people out there who I'm not gonna name, but if you've been in the loop on Twitter, you would have seen. You got community managers posting, changing up their whole EA account and making it their quote-unquote personal account, where you still have EA in your Twitter bio. Like, now, this is only one of the many, many reasons why this has been the worst week in FIFA history. I made 5 points, and we're going to get into that. So, that was my little rant at the very beginning. So, with that being said, server's going offline. No real surprise there. It's something that happens on... It's not like a one-off thing. It happens on a consistent basis. Think about what they've done. Instead of taking the money that they make and putting it into, I don't know, better servers, which is what we all wanted from the get-go, the last 3-4 years, they put all that money into the journey and Volta. The journey, I'm not gonna lie, from FIFA 17 to FIFA 19, I enjoyed the journey. I'm not gonna lie. But it's stuff that you do on the first week of the game. After that, that mode basically renders useless. This year, they put all that time. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I played Volta during the beta. If they just added one thing in there, which allowed you to play with your friends, Volta would not have been as dead as it is. I'm pretty sure it's so dead to the point that no one has even touched it when they first get the game in the first place. So, to sit here and spend all that time and money into a game that you're putting time and money into a game mode in particular that doesn't even matter. And then you got Lizard Squad coming in over the last week, taking down the servers. Ironically enough, FIFA servers went down offline because Watford thrashed Liverpool 3-0 and ended their unbeaten run, or have a chance of going invincible. So, I mean, not really gonna say anything else about that. I think you guys know the details of that. Number 2. And this topic. Oh, and got my G Fuel. I'm not sponsored by them, but I do recommend this flavor. Banging flavor. So if you want to do anything in the future, G Fuel, hit me up. But on a more serious matter, you got tournaments being decided over a game. See, I'm even laughing just at how stupid this is. You have people playing this game for money. You got two people who can't even connect to each other. What do? They play a game of rock, paper, scissors. Yeah. Rock, paper, mother, effing scissors. Again, this goes back to the issues of EA. You gotta get your connection up. You gotta have players who can connect to each other to play these tournaments. People make money off of playing your stupid game that had problems in it since the very launch. It had issues from the very beginning. And I was like, you know what? What brings me back to this game? What makes me come back year after year after year, knowing the game is going to be the exact same? Honestly, to answer that question, it's my love of football. Honestly, it's my love of the game. Now, yes, you do collect cards that has no real monetary value, but what makes this game so exciting? The promos, let alone last year, the promos in itself, they're a fantastic idea. Do not get me wrong about that. But if you got constant server issues, you got consistent lag in other places, like I do sometimes, and I do get quite annoyed about that. But you know what? I take it on the chin, and I've just began to accept the fact that FIFA in itself will never ever be perfect. Well, if I could go back 3-4 years ago, I would have never picked up this game. But again, over the last couple of years, I've began to fall in love with the game of football. And the reason why I'm speaking out about this and not sit behind closed doors and not saying anything is because I'm passionate about this. We all want what's best for the game. But when you've got other people out there that are blocking you for giving you constructive criticism on your game, you've just taken it too far. Like, literally. Going back to that topic, you've got community managers blocking others, or blocking the people who play their game just because they don't want to hear about it. Like, if you are associated in any way with EA, you are automatically hated upon. And I don't want that. I think it's just the unfortunate situations that we have to deal with this constant BS on almost a regular basis. That we're just getting tired of it. Number 3. This kind of ties in with point number 2, but that's for a different reason. You got multiple professionals being screwed by the game itself. Again, really no surprise. But you got someone going by the name of Guastella, who is the pro player for the LA Galaxy. I highly respect him. Everything he's done. Basically, he was doing this tournament to qualify for, I believe it was FCC 5, and I think it was in Bucharest? Something like that. It went to a penalty shootout. The ball crosses the line, but the game itself registers it as no goal, and his opponent moves on. What? How does a multi-billion-dollar company get away with that? Well, maybe it was the game itself, but I don't know. It's people play this game for money, and you're screwing them over because of your BS. I know it's been about it's been a little bit over 10 minutes, but I'm oh, baby. Number 4. I kind of said this earlier, but you got certain community managers flexing to their audience instead of worrying about a game that they created. Like, I get it. You're turning your account into something that everybody can relate to. I get that. But if you are still associated with a multi-billion-dollar company, yes, people are going to get angry with you. Because at the end of the day, the point of a community manager is to inform the community what is going on with their game. And if you're just blocking people left, right, and center because of a game that you put out, well, not you specifically, your company put out, even though you are somewhat associated with them, you should have never been community manager in the first place. Like, it's bad enough as it is that we're already such a toxic community in itself. It's gotten to the point where I am literally embarrassed to put out content for this broken shambles of a game. Like, it's something that I care so passionately about. And the fact you've got community managers not giving a rat's booty about their own community to keep them informed about everything that is going on with their game, you should have never been manager in the first place. Look, I'm sorry, but I'm just speaking the facts. Again, I'm passionate about this game. I want to make content on this game, but I can't wake up every day and feel worried about the fact that I'm going to have this company down my back because they can't take a single piece of criticism within an inch of their life. EA, get your stuff together. I've said this multiple times. I've said this multiple times. And I'll say it again. This community has become so toxic to the point where I don't even want to make content on the game itself. I feel like this is more of a chore instead of a hobby. And I didn't want that when I started doing this consistently for the last 3 months. Now, I'm sorry if I'm getting all, emotional and my voice is kind of breaking a little bit. But again, I'm so passionate about this game, I can't go a single day. Look at this. Look at this. I can't even sleep now because I'm so worried that EA are gonna... All I'm gonna say is this. EA, you need to get your stuff together. You gotta stop. You gotta stop taking the BS. We all want what's best for this game. But if you as a company are gonna go out there and not give a damn about the consumer of your product, I'm sorry, but FIFA 21, no one is gonna buy it. I can guarantee you that I can't guarantee that for a fact, because there are still gonna be people that buy the game that just play it for views or whatever. And I got nothing against that. But you got the likes of Castro, you got the likes of Baton, who I respect very, very highly in this community, by the way. I've been watching them since, 2015, 2016, so I got a lot of respect for them. Even though I really shouldn't because of certain situations, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, this community it's falling on the verge of chaos. I'm just gonna go out and say it. It's fallen on the verge of chaos. Which brings me to my final point. Kurt has been given it's a short one, but he has been given a 24-hour ban on Twitch. Now, there are a lot of theories going on about this. But actually, before we go into that, I had actually, on social media, I asked you guys your opinions on this, and I've got 2 separate ones from 2 very, very close friends of mine, Joe and Tyler. Massive shout out to you guys, by the way. So basically, with Joe, I basically asked him what his opinions were about this whole entire thing. And basically said for the servers, it's always frustrating. It always is. And I showed him the clips of players getting effed over. There's too many bugs in this game that this game should have never been released to the public in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And if this video gets taken down because of it, whatever. The game is in shambles. And then he basically said it's fallen apart for the last 3 years, which I had reiterated to earlier. I basically asked him if he had any other thoughts, and I think I also reiterated it earlier. But it sucks that EA are putting all of their time into Ultimate Team instead of the other aspects of the game, like improving the servers, making sure the game doesn't crash every 5 seconds. Or better yet, improving other aspects of the damn game, like clubs, career mode. Yes, last year they got licensed to the Champions League. Other than that, nothing has happened. Pro clubs, they've done little to nothing with that aspect. If everything else was worked out as normally as you do with Ultimate Team, you could have had a fun game. But you put all your time into Ultimate Team that you basically leave the other game modes that you have in the dust. And I got my boy Tyler, again, massive shout out to you, bro. He basically said, the censorship in this thing is really, it's stupid. It's stupid. I'm at a loss for words. Like, right. So, back on the Kurt situation. He got his Foot Founder account, which means he's been playing the game since the very start, which is back in like 2009 or 2010, I think, when Ultimate Team was first introduced into the game. Because of everything that's happened, back in November of 2019, he was given a global series ban, which basically means he can't play at any of the events. And we thought, you know what, that's fine. He's already got a big enough following over on Twitch. He can make his money over there. He's playing the game just as normally, like you always do. And there was a situation that came about where he basically told his opponent to, because he was playing like a possession time waster, which we all hate in this game, but it's in the game. He said to, and I quote, "Suck on these. I'll let you make that correlation in your head. But it's this, but it's not this." And because of that, alongside with the other quote-unquote threatening the company, EA then decided to go ban his Foot Founder account. Now, if you get your Ultimate Team account banned, or your EA account banned, to their terms of service, it says that if you want to continue to play any EA product, here, I'm just going to pull this up, because a lot of you may not believe me, but it's actually here. As you can see, I can get this to show up. I don't know if you can, but it basically says that if you want to continue to using the product, you must make a new account. He did just that. Put on, well, he didn't want to, but he kind of put on 2,200 FIFA points. And not even within 12 hours, it took EA 4 to 5 months to put out a patch that doesn't even fix what we wanted to get fixed in the first place. But it takes them 12 hours to ban another account from a guy who basically... So, another crazy thing about that, his first stream back in about a week since getting his Foot Founder account banned, 17 or 18,000 people came and watched Kurt. And this is the man you're trying to take down. Now, yes, you got Bateson, who averaging a couple thousand views. You got Castro, who's averaging about 25k viewers. Sometimes even 30k. I don't know. But the man takes off for a week, comes back, and gets more amount of viewers than Castro. And you ban his account? That other account? I'm with everything that's gone on with the Kurt situation, I've got nothing but respect for the guy. Even though a lot of people are going to be coming at my neck saying, why are you still, quote-unquote, supporting him when he's done all these things? You could go through all of, like, the head guys over on social media, like Corey, like Zaro, like Tom Kalefi, for that case. The head guys over at EA. If you go through all of their mentions, my Twitter, look it up, at JERLevitt2, you will see 0 comments of me even joining that quote-unquote free Kurt movement or sending them rat gifts. GIFs, or whatever you want to pronounce it. So, there's a lot of theories coming about with that situation. First, there's a theory that Kurt was playing the game that he was banned on. And I think it's, like, the whole legality of it is that if you are banned on a certain game, you are not allowed to stream said game. Look at Tyler1, for example. Not a friend of mine, but another really big popular streamer. I think he got banned on League of Legends. I think it was like a 2-year ban. He couldn't stream the game because he was banned on it. So, but for a multi-billion-dollar company to go out of their way and ban an account that took them literally 12 hours to do, but it took them 4 to 5 months to put out a patch to fix a certain issue in the game that we have all complained about, and for them to fix it with the stamina, that doesn't mean anything. You can still find your way around using that said thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I only use overload ball sign when I am losing a game. I don't use it from the first minute. Only when I'm losing, or I need to get back into the game. Other than that, I play pretty much the same way as everyone else. So, arguably, my theory in all this, well, it's not really a theory, because I was actually one of the viewers in the stream, so I witnessed this happening, along with the other 17,000 people. There was a anonymous donation sent in by someone saying, for the risk of this video not getting taken down, I'm just gonna say, if the donator was in the room and he had a weapon and there were things that came out of that weapon that could most likely kill or end your life, and if community manager and a man who was known for doing horrible things were in the same room, and he had to choose which one to kill, he would end the life of said community manager. Kurt then saw this while the message was playing. He did everything he can to try and mute the message, but it was already out there. The deal was already done. And within the next hour or hour and a half of the stream going on, they took it down. And funnily enough, it wasn't even Twitch themselves that took it down. It was someone who was representing the EA company that took down his stream, suspended his channel for the next 24 hours, and has strike number 2 on his channel. Now, if you guys have been living under a rock and you guys don't know about the YouTube community guidelines system, you can appeal it, but you could get those strikes removed. But if you don't, 3 strikes and your channel is gone from the face of the earth, never to be seen again. It blows my mind that this company is going out of their way to, not even in 12 hours, banning an account that EA have specifically said in their terms of service that if you have this account banned, and if you want to continue using that said product, you must make another account. He's done that, and within 12 hours, that account gets banned. Kurt has enough evidence to take this to legal issues. But will he do it? Probably not. Because all the way out there, lawyers cost a load of money. And with EA, they could just send a lawyer just like that. So, it's unfortunate for Kurt. Honestly, it's really unfortunate for him. Because I've been a fan of this guy for the last 2 years, 3 years. And to see your livelihood taken away because of some company that has some sort of vendetta against Kurt for... They're trying to silence this guy. And I was watching FIFA streams last night. You take away Kurt, who had 17,000 people. You got nothing. I'm sorry, but you got nothing. That I'm done being worried about the future of this channel. But you know what? You gotta make do with what you got. So if I can find the motivation, and I don't know if I can, but if I will, you will see an episode of the Bristol Rovers Road to Glory today. If not, then the daily Bristol Rovers Road to Glory will begin tomorrow. Again, I don't know if there's going to be a double upload today, but I'll keep you guys updated. I hope you guys enjoyed this little rant. A rant that I was looking to keep under 15 minutes, but it turned into a near half an hour video. So if you guys got the time, please just watch this, hear what I have to say, and then make your opinions. So that's going to do it for this rant. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I want you guys to please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. And until next time, peace.